Now we have to transfer all of our work onto a new piece of paper because we never cut our draft. So here's three different versions of tracing wheels. My favorite is the third one down. I'm also showing you an awl, which is great to make large holes so you can mark those points. Okay, so right now I'm using a blank piece of grid paper. I'm laying the back bodice on the top. I'm going to put some tracing paper underneath, and this is chalked tracing transfer paper that you can get at a regular sewing store. I'm going to place it underneath my draft, making sure that I can trace and see through so that I can mark both my darts and my armhole as well as the neckline. I'm using sewing weights to hold down the draft. Now you can use anything to hold this down. Sewing weights, washers from a hardware store works great, anything to keep this from shifting. I'm going to use an awl to mark the important corners. So the B point, the D point, the dart edges, the dart tip, the shoulder points, as well as the shoulder dart. Now you do have to apply a bit of pressure. It's important that you have something to protect your table. I have a cutting mat, but you could use a piece of cardboard as well. And this is just going to make a nice clear hole about the size of a pin so you can see where you need to trace. I'm going to add some more tracing paper underneath so I can make sure that I cover both the darts as well as the armhole and neck hole. Now I'm going to use a ruler to match up on my original side seam. I'm going to use my tracing wheel and I'm going to push against the ruler to make a straight line, making sure to go over all the points. Now it's important that you use a ruler and you don't freehand this trace because if you don't use a ruler, you might end up cutting off an edge or going a little off. I'm also going to do the center of my dart. And this is going to poke tiny holes through your draft. Now, to make sure that I don't go past the dart tip, I'm going to just do a straight line there as well. Once you've gone over all of the points with the tracing wheel, you can remove the weights and the draft to see what has marked underneath. It might be difficult to see on this video, but there's actually tiny pinprick holes that are dotted in the color of the tracing paper. Then you can follow all of those points and redraw the edges. It's important to use a straight edge and a curved ruler, your French curve, to mark all the armholes and straight edges. And there you go. You've successfully transferred all of the markings from your no ease back bodice draft. Now I'm going to show you another way to transfer your draft. I'm going to use a piece of tracing paper. You can buy this from Amazon or Joann's. I've also used wax paper in a pinch. So I'm going to, again, hold down the paper using my sewing weights, and I can see everything I need to trace through the paper. I need to transfer my bust point, which is one of the most important places that I have to mark. I'm also going to use a straight edge ruler to get all my straight edges. I'm going to transfer the dart legs, the side seam, the center front, and the shoulder seam. Now I'm going to use my French curve to complete the hem, the armhole, and the neckline. And there you go. 2 methods to transfer your drafts.